messy kitchen means you're making something good. Oh, so good. All right, okay guys, here's my popcorn. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna do a sit down video. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. I've got my chair, I've got my water, my iPad with my notes. So if you guys want to hear all about my experience with the starch solution and what I'm doing now and what I look like now, then stay tuned. Okay guys, so before we get started, make sure you guys are subscribed, and I just wanted to show you really quickly the books where I've been getting all my information from. If you guys don't know, if you're new here, hello, hi, my name is Sarah, and I have been following the starch solution by Dr. John McDougall, and this is the book that I'm always talking about, or that I have been talking about, and then this is his first book. So I kind of go back and forth and get like recipes and information and stuff from these two books, which I always have them linked down below in the description box so that you guys can get your hands on a hard copy. Why get the hard copy? Because I don't know about you guys, I like to have my hands on the book, but if you're a digital gal or guy, then go for it. I like to write in my books and highlight, and then I love having the recipe like in my hands. I guess you could have it on a tablet, but that's just my preference. So those are the books that I'm referencing. I'm gonna bring up some notes right now, so grab a drink and we're just gonna chat. Okay, so it's been, I want to say, about 5 or 6 months since I started doing the starch solution. I was not a good place with calorie counting. I still have like 300 calories left for the day, and it's already 7:16, and I just feel like there's so much fear right now in me about gaining weight. I was like counting each little pretzel stick and doing this and that. So when I found this, which I think this is the second time I found it, because I was doing it before, I was doing it wrong, and I was just so excited. I was like, calorie density, I can eat as much as I want. I loved it, and I got a lot of good things out of it, and there's a lot of things I'm going to continue to do, and there's some things that I'm going to change, which we're going to talk about in this video. So it's been like 5 or 6 months in there, and I just recently started adding in oil into my diet, which is the one thing that he talks about that you should not add in your diet. So let's start off quickly with the things that I loved, and I have this right here and I wrote it down so that I didn't forget anything. So things that I loved there was no calorie counting. Like I said, I would be like almost, and not obsessive to the point where it was like detrimental to my health, but I was like, okay, I need to stay in my calories, I need to eat only this, I need to eat only that, and it was really restricting in a way where I wasn't able to grow and try different foods and like really find what worked. I was just like, okay, these are my calories, I need to stick to it. And it didn't really matter what I was eating. Like I could have been eating like cookies and like just crap, you know, and as long as I was staying in my calories, like I was happy, you know. So that wasn't really helpful. So he works with calorie density, and I put that chart up before on my channel where it shows you like you can have a whole bunch of greens, like for example, like broccoli and stuff. You can have like this huge bushel of broccoli for the same amount of calories as you could have I don't know, some French fries. You can only eat a small amount because the calories of the broccoli compared to the calories of the deep fried French fries are completely different. So you can get more volume for less calories, if that makes any sense. There's so many videos on calorie density, so please go and watch those. I'm terrible at explaining it. So yes, I loved that there was no calorie counting. That was a blessing, a huge blessing. So if you guys want to get away from calorie counting, I would definitely look into the starch solution. But I will say that I was able to intuitively eat because I knew how much I should be eating. And like, what's the word? What are the words I'm looking for? I took the time when I was doing the calorie counting to figure out my hunger signals and my full signals so that I was able to intuitively eat. if you do not have those signals, this might be rather difficult for you and you might be overeating. So calorie counting is not the worst thing in the world, but for me, where I could intuitively eat, I could tell, okay, I'm hungry, okay, I'm full. This was wonderful for that. If you guys aren't there yet, then I would suggest starting with calorie counting, only so you know where your baseline is, and you don't have to do that all the time. What else did I love? So if you are someone who likes to eat a lot of food, you can put away a lot of food just based off calorie density alone. Like if you like, I don't know, say like I was just talking about the broccoli, or like say veggie soup and rice and potatoes, you can eat a lot of that and stay within a acceptable amount of calories for you to lose weight, if that makes any sense. So if you are a volume eater, this is a good way for you. It's a good diet, a good lifestyle for you. Another thing that I loved is his plan is very simple and the outline is very easy. He just says eat lots of fruits, lots of vegetables and starches. And that's like pretty much the main bulk of your diet. A little bit of fruits here and there, a little bit of dessert is okay. Not so much added sugar, absolutely no oil. It's really easy outline, and it's very simple, and not like many other diets that are like, okay, cut this, cut that, only half of this, sugar-free this, fat-free that. Like, it's none of that. It's whole plant-based diet, and it's wonderful. So it's very simple, I will say that. I love that. Another thing I loved is I got some really good results. I feel really good, like very quickly as well. My skin, I feel like I had a lot of bumps in the road with my skin, and we're just now, I feel like, mellowing out. And yeah, I think a lot of that had to do with the oil, especially in peanut butter, which I was sad to say, but yeah, I had a lot of issues with my skin, and I think that what really helped me was getting rid of the oils like seeping. So yes, I got really good results. I can show you guys some pictures. Another thing that I loved, which was super important for me, is I work out a lot. I love to work out, and I was super fueled for my workouts. I was kind of concerned, like, okay, if I'm eating just this or just that, or a lot of greens, a lot of this, a lot of that, am I going to be fueled for my workout? But with this workout, or with this lifestyle, there's a lot of carbs, and that's what your body runs off of, like your body's favorite form of energy. And so all my workouts are fueled perfectly with the starch solution. So I loved that. Last thing was the starch solution definitely taught me how to enjoy my greens, how to cook different greens, to step out of my comfort zone. Like, you guys know I love broccoli and I love green beans, and then I was like trying like squash and like different types, like, I don't know, just different types of seasonings, and cooking a whole bunch of different recipes and soups and stuff, which I had Recipe Friday for a bit there, and I can put some of them up in the cards. But it just taught me so much about, I guess, the variety that I was missing, like seasonings I could put together and how to cook certain things. And so I'm really grateful for that, and I'm really glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone and was trying new things and trying new ways to cook things, and like even sometimes taking a step back and having things be a little bit more simple, like just adding lemon, or just adding a little bit of salt, or just adding, you know, just one seasoning. Sorry. So yeah, I really genuinely enjoy the starch solution and think it is a great option for quick weight loss, and for just like an overall healthy diet. So yes, I love the starch solution and would highly recommend. Okay, we're gonna quickly get into some of the things that I did not love. So the first thing I noticed was a lot of the foods that I eat have oil in it, like random foods that I never would have thought to look at the ingredients. Because when you go vegan, which for me it's been 6 years, I just go to the ingredient section, and if the ingredient list is this long, I put it back 9 times out of 10, unless it's Oreos, because you guys know those are my jam. You cannot live life without Oreos, I'm sorry. So if the ingredients list was this long, I'd put it back, okay? If the ingredients list was like reasonable, okay? And then I look at the bottom and see like the like those big, I think it's like big allergens, like milk and eggs and wheat and stuff like that on the bottom. So I check that. And if we're good, then I just quickly go through the ingredients and see if there's anything like gelatin, if there is eggs, if there's milk, stuff like that. Like the big things that I know, okay, I'm vegan, you cannot have these things, right? So then it was like all of those steps, plus is there any oil, any sunflower oil, any vegetable oil, all sorts of grapeseed oil, some weird kind of, there's like so many different oils. And so coconut oil. And so that was just an extra step. And so many of my favorite foods had oil in them. Packaged boxed foods, which you shouldn't really be eating that much of it anyway, but it's just like part of, I don't know, it's just part of the things, like your staple items that you pick up sometimes, like cereals and granola, stuff like that. So that was really surprising to me, it was also a good thing though, because I got to see what had oil in it, and now I can avoid some of those things. Some of those things were like, okay, this brand I can get versus this brand. One of the examples I can think of, like off the top of my head, was one of the oat milks I loved so much from Aldi has oil in it. And I'm just like, is that really necessary in a milk? It should really just be oats, water, and like maybe a sweetener. And so I found, I think it's Planet Oat, that doesn't have oil in it. So that is my new oat milk, and then my almond milk does not have oil in it. So yeah, something like that, or things like that. Like there's a lot of foods with oil in it. So that's just something now that I'm super mindful of and appreciative that I learned about the starch solution, so that I can avoid some of those foods that are high in oil. If you allow it, the starch solution can be very bland. So if you're not someone that's creative in the kitchen and like you like that, then this might be good for you. If you're not very creative in the kitchen and you enjoy lots of sauces and dips and glazes and all that stuff, it can be a very bland diet. Obviously there are ways to make sauces and dips and glazes and dressings and stuff, but yeah, I can see how, especially like the maximum weight loss would be like, okay, you need to eat your greens and potatoes, you need your greens and rice, and it can be very bland. So that, it's not really a con, because sometimes I think that's a good thing. But yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. And then this one, I think this is a big one, because this is something that I feel like people don't really talk about. But when you are vegan and you go to a family function or something, or even just you're the only one in your household that's vegan, I choose not to eat animal products. People think that that's like a red, what is that? What did we say? What is the saying? Like that's like a red target on your chest type of thing, where it's like jokes and like this and that and like on and on and on. At this point, I am used to it, and like people throw things at me all the time, and it's just like whatever. It's just a lifestyle for me at this point, being vegan, and I don't mind at all. But if you do mind, and then you do the starch solution on top of it, I know like my family's like, you don't eat what now? Nothing with oil in it? Like, are you crazy? So I will say it can be a little isolating being vegan in the first place, and then add this on top of it, and like people think you've absolutely gone nuts. And I know a couple of people have reached out to me on Instagram or even on YouTube saying like, oh my gosh, like what do you do when people aren't in your corner, you know? And not necessarily they're not in your corner, but it feels that way when they dig at you. And so I can see how it can be isolating, number one, being vegan, plant-based, and then adding no oil on top of that. I can see how that could be almost discouraging. So yes. Okay, so changes in my weight. I think I am within like 5 to 7 pounds of my body's like set point. And I say that because I struggle losing more weight than right now. And I think that I've gained a lot of muscle. I've been lifting heavy in the gym and stuff. I'm sure that I could lose more weight. Is that my goal right now? No. Am I happy with my body? Yes. I'm happy with it, yes. But I do have goals and like things I want to do. Is that my top priority right now? No. So I think I lost probably about 5 to 7 pounds, and then like maintained that, and I like maintained my strength, maintained my tone and everything, and I'll show you guys what I look like if I haven't already. So yeah, and I think people have like crazy success on this diet when you're in need of losing X amount of pounds. And I think I just might be at my sweet spot or around my sweet spot. And right now I'm just like, I'm not in the headspace to try to lose my weight. If it happens, great. If not, great. I'm fine. And honestly, that could change tomorrow. My weight loss goals and my fitness goals and everything change all the time. So am I going to continue? I feel like I'm like 80-20, and I say that because most of my meals do not have oil in it. I know too much now. Like, I understand that it's super high in calories, and it's kind of one of those things I say for like, okay, I have been eating really good all week and I want this, or you know what I mean? It's just like one of those things that's in the back of my mind now. And I am not planning on putting or placing oil like in my food and stuff unnecessarily, now that I know how to cook things without it. And you know, so yeah, I feel like I am continuing, but not 100% of the time, if that makes any sense. So how has it changed my diet? I love how I created these questions for you guys, but like I just made it so that I would have like some prompts to talk about. So I kind of talked about this a little bit, how it's changed my diet. I will say that I am just more conscious of what I'm putting in my body, which I was obviously when you go vegan, but being like now whole food, plant-based, and then like 85 to 90% like no oil. It's just like, you just pay closer attention to what you put in your body, which I think that is never a bad thing. So now what my emphasis is going to be, I just like have so many more goals and so many things I want to do in my life, and which is why I started to incorporate other things like on my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel to record my weight loss journey, and it definitely has been a journey. I have so many videos and so many updates and like so many things I've changed and altered, and I don't want to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm constantly making weight loss videos and stuff like that, which don't get me wrong, I love making weight loss videos, and if they help you guys, then that's even better. I just feel like I don't want to make that my whole life and make it so that I'm like, oh, constantly trying to lose weight, constantly trying to do this, trying to do that, when my body is working well. It's strong and healthy, and I think that whatever it looks like it's what it looks like, and it looks healthy to me, it feels healthy to me, I feel strong. And so I'd like to not solely focus on weight loss. What am I eating now? I enjoy my green juices, which you guys have seen, salads, smoothies, veggie soup, and then I also love things like Oreos and ice cream, and my favorite chocolate from Trader Joe's, and I have been thoroughly enjoying having the balance between the two. And I need to live in a world where I can have ice cream and enjoy all of the things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions about the starch solution, once again, these are the books, and I will show you guys again at the end of the video what I look like now. But I think that's everything I wanted to talk to you guys about. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done a sit-down video with you guys, so yes, I'm very excited to do that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure you guys comment below any questions or anything, and I'll do my best to answer them. And make sure you guys follow me on Instagram for daily what I eat in a day and stuff. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.